Hello, Granny Tenari. Bell on the Wise here. I know it's good for some of you to associate a voice with the name you read. I wanted to clarify my thoughts concerning the mask and its functions. This is a very touchy subject for me. The safety of my students is first and foremost in my mind, always. So I really want to clarify what I'm talking about when I speak about the mask. And I think we would all agree it's better to intellectualize this information better orally than visually, because we're all singers. Okay, before I start with some vocalization, I want to clarify a few things. I was just reading the other day, and I read the argument that sound waves cannot be directed, and is analogous to light in its behavior. And I agree with this, but I need to clarify. When I talk about placement, I'm speaking more of allowing space than directing sound waves. We really can't send sound waves themselves to a particular space. However, we can make space or allow space for these sound waves to move into. That's a really important point. If you listen to me glissando up and down, you'll hear a difference in where I'm resonating. My lower notes are resonating heavily in the mouth, while my higher notes are ringing in the mask. So we really always have to keep a nice mixing ratio as we vocalize up and down. Keep in mind, we want to keep the universal union of the resonators, one big resonator. But mentally, we need to adjust the ratio pictorially in our heads. Okay, so I'm going to vocalize. Nothing fancy, just 5 notes or in a slow volume, maybe R or something. Okay, I'm going to use, as so many suggested, my mouth as a resistor. Having some experience, I know that it's easier to resonate against bone than it is to resonate against muscle or tissue, just as it is in a recording studio. Some studios use absorbent, soft material like soft woods with padding, styrofoam, special tiling to manufacture a dead sound as to not interfere with the electronic manipulation. But as singers, we really don't want that. So I'm going to send the brunt of my sound to the teeth, using them as resistors. Not an awful sound. Actually, it's a sound I hear a lot in classical voice, but the sound can be a little bit safer in its production. We also take into consideration that beginning singers don't have enough experience to try this technique to use the teeth as a quote-unquote safe resonator spot. In fact, most students will use the throat to resist the sound, like this. That's actually a sound I hear a lot in beginning singers. My goal is to bring them to this. So when I speak about the mask, I'm not talking about sending or creating space so sound can only, and that's the key word there, only resonate in the head or nasal cavities. That'd make a very vulgar sound. Yeah, we don't want that. No, what I'm talking about is waking up those tertiary resonators, preparing that space for the sound to permeate into. Using all those resonators. So that's what I mean when I talk about the mask.